Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. As I say that every week, 6 times, as we go through the segments. It's hard to believe.
We're at the top of the hour.
We're at the top of the hour, which is hard to believe. And it won't be long, Gene, we'll be at the bottom of the hour, right? And then you can head on to Millington to McDonald's. You still can't.
There you go.
Still can't go.
Well,
in.
we can't go in yet.
We still can't go in.
Eat out in the parking lot.
Oh man. Well, okay. All 50 of y'all gather out there. You know.
Right. Yeah.
They have a drive-through out there. You could, but
oh yeah, you got to drive through.
Well, why do you keep walking through? They say you can just come around and circle around and walk through. So.
No, you got to have a car. They say.
Oh, you do have to have a car. All right. Hey, we just talked about tree stands, ground blinds, and talking about deer hunting. And here we are on the first Saturday in June, and we're going to talk a little deer hunting right now. And this young man has been thrown into the fire, so to speak. He's become the coordinator for the chronic wasting disease management program for the TWRA. And at the recent commission meeting, we set the season dates. The map has been set. And who better to talk about CWD than Chuck Yoest? Good morning, Chuck.
Hey, good morning, guys. I want to comment there about being the CWD coordinator. You know, when I volunteered to take on this additional duty, I didn't realize I was going to have so much trouble shedding it. But
That's what you get when you volunteer. You know, it's like at the Alamo, Chuck. I mean, just make sure you're still standing at the end. Okay, when it comes down to it. But
I say that, but I'm glad to help, and I'm glad you guys are still interested.
Well, we are, particularly here. So we've had the commission meeting. I watched it, most of it, because I wanted to see Director Carter last time there and do that. But
right.
We got 3 new counties now in Unit CWD, and those 3 counties are which counties?
Lauderdale, Crockett, and Gibson.
Which gives us a total of 11, is that right?
Yes, sir.
11 counties now. So we started out with 2, right? Fayette and Hardeman, was that our first 2?
No, actually it was 3. McNary
was in there. So we started out with 3, then we went to the 6 or 7, and now we're up to 11. So we've added 3 counties. And so talk about what's the changes? What's coming up now? You know, season dates and all this was not like your normal in the time. And we, of course, Dave knows we set hunting seasons once every 2 years. Isn't that right, Dave?
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Several years ago, they went to
the 2-season deal.
Two. You know, they do hunting seasons in 1 year. Then the next year they'll do fishing, and then they'll come back to hunting the following year.
All right. So, Chuck, now what do we got new?
Well, some of there was a lot of newness last time, and we've just adjusted that just a little bit.
Okay.
They didn't harvest as many deer as we had hoped.
Nope.
Over in that area, and we tailored them a little bit more to try to help with that, and then. We just learned some new things, and the changes besides adding those counties is that over there they're still going to have the archery only season that everybody's used to.
Okay, all right.
Late September, October hunt, but outside of that, you're going to be allowed to use guns, firearms, and archery, and that includes that early August hunt, which is a 3-dayer.
3-day August hunt, and I know that throughout that deer season, you're going to be able to do that, and we're starting in August, folks. Again, is that the last weekend in August? I can't remember, Chuck. Is that the last weekend?
It's the fourth. The way it works, it's the 4th Friday.
The 4th Friday. So because I know squirrel season is like always. What, Dave? It's always like the last, isn't it? Of August or something like that.
It's right around there
the same time. Okay, so we've added these 11 counties. I noticed, and I listened to some of your presentation, 27% on does was these numbers just weren't good, were they?
Oh yeah, that's right. That we're the unfortunate drop in the antlerless or the doe harvest is not good considering what we're trying to accomplish in that area. So, and that brings me to the next change. One of the things that worked well last year was the Earn-a-Buck program that was instituted over there.
So we'll talk about it.
But initially you could only earn 2 additional bucks, and that's changed now. You can earn as many bucks as you want to if you harvest antlerless deer.
Unlimited. So that gives you that. So that's number 3. Number 4, you got a replacement bucks now to be harvested. Talk about that.
Well, it's fairly benign, really. The change here, before we made it. Well, if you harvested an antler deer, so an antler deer, you harvest it and it comes back positive. We created a replacement buck so that you could keep hunting and harvest another deer to hopefully make up for the one that was positive.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And before it had to be harvested in unit CWD. Well, now in case there's a change in the classification of counties over there based on new results during the middle of deer season next year.
Yeah.
It may be so that we wind up with a new positive county that's not yet in unit CWD, and we want those hunters to be able to keep harvesting. So we've made it so that if no matter what positive county it comes from, you could go ahead and harvest a replacement.
Okay, a replacement buck, and then you've discontinued the mandatory physical check station. On the opening weekend.
Yeah.
So we don't.
Those were very helpful to the agency to get some more information and do more sampling. But what we at the end of the season, we just look back at lessons learned, and one of the things we learned is that we got enough samples through the other means that we have. For example, the sampling drop-off stations, people call them freezer stations.
Right.
But we're getting so many samples through those that we're not hurting for samples, and it's not necessary to take on that additional work. So we just can discontinue those. And
I've got to ask you, the comment period had to be interesting this year with CWD. The folks, don't tell me what kind of comments you guys posted. I know you read every one of them because I've written some before and you actually answered mine. But the comment period, I know you looked at those things, and because we're doing this for 2 years, but can we amend these things? I mean, I don't know how that works, but if something doesn't go right or something goes bad, if we're setting deer times for 2 years now, what happens if we have another one of these drop-off like you're talking about in lack of doe hunts and things like that?
Well, the commission and the agency decided to go to the every year season development just for efficiency's sake.
Great.
But
okay.
But if necessary, if there's something significant that comes up that was unexpected, or the commission just decides that they'd like to change something, they can do that every single year still.
Well, that's what I wanted to know. And again, we're talking to Chuck Yoest, who, as he said earlier, he volunteered to become the CWD coordinator. That'll teach you to step over that.
I've got a question for Chuck. I know earlier they were talking about the agency funding some type of incinerator, to handle the carcasses, that have been CWD.
Did they ever figure that out? I don't know if that comes under Chuck's ballywick, but did they ever come up with a place to dump deer? Did we ever do that?
Well, they were going to incinerate.
Yeah, they were going to do it in Fayette County, I thought, but there was.
Yeah, that's still the plan.
That's still the plan.
Still the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, that the wheels are in motion to have that eventually at the Fayette County landfill.
Okay.
You're correct. There's still. It's taken longer than we had hoped. However, it's still on track.
It's still on track. Well, Chuck, I know you're busy and talking deer hunting in June, but you're the go-to man. You've never turned us down in a request to talk about it, and you've always been up front with us. And so take a couple of days off, Chuck, and we'll talk to you later. So.
Hey, yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Well, hey, but thanks a lot. And hey, I want to say that I made that light comment about volunteering and having trouble shitting.
Well, you just joking. We know that.
Yeah, I am just joking. It's been a pleasure.
I know it has.
And hey, I'm really proud of TWRA and how the staff have responded so well to this.
I appreciate all the work that you put into it, Chuck. Yeah, we're just kidding about that too, but. Same time, somebody's got to do it, Chuck, and there's only one more. When you get to Y, you only got Z left. There's nobody after that. All right, Chuck, take care, and we'll stay in touch. Probably talk to you sometime in August. Okay, buddy?
Thank you.
All right. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and come back with a pun and comments, and then talk a little Asian carp. We'll be right back.